I've only just opened the mail, or I'd have brought it sooner.
Ha-ha, well, at least some people appreciate me.
What's that, man?
The Russians, darling, the Russians.
Oh, that, who are we having next? The Chinese over 60s?
Hey, read it, go on, just read it, go on.
Go on, Betty, read it out to class.
Dear Mr. Baldwin, I have been instructed by Mr.
Chernikov. It's the lady interpreter who's written.
Do you get that? Instructed? Probably had a gun on her.
Oh, no, Bet. They were very nice people, very sensitive and very eager to learn.
From your lot over there, lovey. They've probably gone back to the Kremlin and said, don't be frightened of the British sending any nuclear rockets over, because from what we've seen, they'll never find flaming bullets. Tanking up, are you?
I'm just steadying my nerves for this afternoon.
Hot date back at your place, is it?
You've got a one-track mind, you have, Lynch.
Aye, and it's going through a big, long, dark tunnel at the moment.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear, but just knock it off for a minute, will you? I'm trying to get these figures worked out. There. I'm trying to work without a supervisor, you see, which means I've got to do my job and try and stop that factory developing into a non-stop chat show.
Well, I would have thought you'd been in your element. Calculator in one hand, whip in the other.
Very funny.
Well, I'll tell you what. Take the afternoon off, take me to the seaside, and I'll relax you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go and chat up the optics, eh?
You're an ignorant pig.
Hey, what's up with you?
What isn't? You try and be nice, Betty.
Not fella trouble again, is it? I see. You wish it was, eh?
God knows, Betty. I don't ask for much. Just somebody to object when I switch channels. Somebody to complain about me whistling and steal my last fish finger.
I know how you feel.
January 1978.
Aye.
There's no milk in fridge, Al.
Oh, help yourself to one out of the crate, will you? Don't go walking around shop like that.
A lot of fellas is very keen to see me first thing in the morning, you know. Well, if you listen to what they said the night before, which of course I never do.
Oh, by the way, Des Foster rang last night.
Oh, did it?
Yes, they rang back later, just as I was going to bed. I hope you don't mind. I told her not to ring at that time of night again.
You did right.
Did I? Are you sure?
Positive. I had a call at Rovers as well.
Oh, shall I tell him if he rings again, then?
Tell him how you like. Tell him I've emigrated.
Oh, I see. I get the picture. No, it must have been about 10:30 when he rang. I was very shirty with him.
Good.
Well, I'm glad you've seen sense over that fella.
Alf, how can you see sense over a fella? Will you tell me that?
But I remember he is married, that's how.
They're all married. It just means that some other poor female never saw sense either. Yes, Chuck.
No, I'll wait till Bet's got a moment.
Oh.
Could you tell her I'd like a word?
Yeah. You're not turning me down, are you, Albert?
Ah, well, older men can sometimes be more discriminating, you know, Vera.
My colleague pulls pints every bit as good as me does.
Yeah, well, a pint isn't the only thing on my mind.
Well, pulling pints is the only thing I've got on my mind. So is it bitter?
No. Look, I had me work cut out getting here this dinner time. I'm making those phone calls last night.
Well, I'm sorry you took the trouble.
There's things I want to say to you, things that might change your mind.
No, Des. I don't want to change my mind. Now, if you don't want a pint, I've got other folk to serve. Bet, love, can I have another? Yes, Chuck. No need to be impatient, Michael. Same again.
I never said a word.
You almost raised an eyebrow.
Telepathic, this girl, you know.
I'm attuned, Michael, to your slightest whim.
Oh, in that case, take one yourself.
Bet, when you got a minute?
I'm a bit rushed, love. Betty, with no wands.
I'll see Mrs. Walker, lovey.
It's all right, I'll see to it.
What? That's him, isn't it? In what rang up this morning.
Oh, no, dear.
Oh, is...
Over there. Bet Lynch is fancying me.
Oh, aye. Well, if that's a fancy man, she's keeping it very close.
Oh, not from me.
Maybe not. But she's keeping it very well hidden from him.
Aye, 6 kings and 3 wars.
3?
Yeah, last lot with Hitler, and before that, the Kaisers, and before that, the Boer War.
Oh, the Boer War. Well, thank God for that. For a minute, I thought you heard something I hadn't.
Give you a change in a minute, love. Mrs. Walker's just coming.
Bet, love.
Same again, is it?
No. Look, stop pretending I'm not here. Please. I want to talk to you.
Look, Des, I'm working. Now is it a pint?
Yeah, all right. Look, I know it's not a good place to talk.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, well, how else can I get hold of you?
Look, Des, what have you got to say, and is it going to be any different?
Well, some of it is, some of it isn't.
Des, don't start it up all over again.
Look, it's your night off tonight, isn't it? Let me pick you up, please.
Don't come round to the corner shop. You know what Alf's like.
You know where Talgarth Avenue is?
Yes.
Well, the big house on the end, number 5, flat 2. 8 o'clock. I'll see you there.
You wanted some pound notes, Bet?
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Walker.
You know, if you busied yourself serving beer, you might receive some from outside of the bar.
You came?
Yes. Well, before you say it, let me tell you. I don't know why I came. I think I'm being a fool, that's all.
Well, you must have some idea why you came.
Like I said, I'm a fool. I've known it for years.
Let's not mess about. I'm no good at boxing, Clever. Hard enough saying what you think, what you feel. I still feel the same way. Same as I did before.
Yes, well, I know all about that, don't I?
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you really believed that I meant everything.
And is this another flat that you want to move into? Or just a thoughtful friend left you with a key?
Look, last time, I know that the things I said to you weren't right. You were right. It isn't good enough just being a bit on the side. Not good enough for you, and I know it's not.
So what are we doing here, then?
Well, I'm here because I want you. And you're here because, even though you're acting funny, well, you wouldn't have come if you thought nothing of me.
Well, I suppose anybody could work that out.
So you do feel the same. I don't mean about the flat. I mean about me.
Oh, Des, of course I do. But what's the good of it? I don't want to feel that way about anybody. I get churned up. I want things I can't have. I can't even ring you. I'm just left half the time. I don't even know if I cross your mind when I'm not with you. And just when I think I'm getting over it, you come round again. And then I'm right back where I started, which is nowhere.
Well, take a look at this place and tell me if you fancy starting here.
Oh, Des, let's not go through the same thing.
It's not the same. If you move in here, you'll have company. Me. I've put 3 months down.
How much of your company will I have?
As much as you like. I mean, I'll be living here.
And where's your wife in all this?
I've left my wife.
When?
Does it matter? I have done. That's what matters.
Because of me?
Can I show you around the flat?
Don't they wear some gear, these young brides, eh?
Hey, look at this. Well, good luck to her if she likes it.
Oh, you can't beat a traditional white wedding dress, can you? I mean, with white lace and all this stuff. Costs you a fortune, though, you know. There's a girl lives down our street from me, Linda Morris. It's costing her 400 quid.
How much?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's a heck of a lot of money, isn't it? It must be a wonderful dress.
Oh, it's lovely. She'll only wear it the once, though.
Yeah. Still, it is the greatest day of a woman's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know it was for me. Been all downhill ever since, man.
Hey, Hilda, any sign of Eddie and Marion getting wed? They've been engaged ages now, haven't they?
Ah, well, they're saving up, you see, because they want to have everything just right when they get married. You know, deposit on their own home and money for the furniture and that.
She's a sensible girl, Marion, isn't she? Ooh, he's dead lucky, is Eddie.
Oh, aye, Eddie's lucky. Mind you, I wouldn't call Marion sensible. I mean, she's no chicken, is she? If it were me, which God forbid, seeing who the bridegroom is, I'd have him down at that church tomorrow and tell with furniture.
Well, we're not all like you know. Any road as for getting a fella to the altar. Well, you're hardly the one to give advice, are you? Never having managed it.
Oh, well, I can see why you'd be in no rush ready to get wed.
How do you mean?
Well, let's face it, Hilda. Marion will be gaining a husband and you'll be losing a lodger. The money he pays will make a big difference to you.
Luke, I treat that lad more like a son than a lodger. I only want what's best for him. Any road, when he does get married, I can easily get another lodger, no danger. Be many one glad of a good billet.
I won't mind another lodger. You get fed up with TV and radio for company. You need something human.
Yeah, well, that's why Hilda wants a lodger. She's stuck with Stan.
Hey, you just shut up about Stan.
So were you. Heard you call him a lot worse than that.
Well, I'm entitled. He's my husband. Hey, Betty, that were a nice young chap you had lodging with you that time. You know, that electrician.
Ah, young Alec, yeah. Had a card from him last week. Down south now, you know.
I'd tell you he's looking for digs at the moment.
Who?
Larry, what's his name? He mentioned it the other night. Isn't he a joiner? You know, didn't his wife leave him? Any road, he's looking for digs at the moment.
I think I know who you mean. Don't he like a drink?
Oh, aye. Sup it out of a sweaty cloth. Not a bad chap, though.
I don't want him as a lodger. No, he's too old.
Give over, he's only about your age.
That's what I mean.
I don't get you.
Well, it doesn't do, you see. It's all to do with being different age groups. You see, it was all right, Betty, having that young chap for a lodger, but when it's somebody your own age, oh, no, it doesn't do. I mean, it's like you and Alf Roberts. No wonder people talk.
Yeah, don't worry me if they do.
I'll bet it worries Alf. The pair of you, both single, living in that house together, same age group.
We are not in the same age group. Alf's years older than me.
Give over. No, that's why you get wagging tongues.
Look, I don't care what folk wag or how fast.
Listen, she's got a point, lovey. They are talking about you and Alf.
And it's all to do with age, you see.
I see the cleaning has come to a dead stop, Mrs. Ogden. Your discussion must be of absorbing interest.
Well, I was just saying, Mrs. Walker, that when you've got a lodger in the house, there's a right way and a wrong way. Well, of course, nobody knows that better than you do.
What on earth do you mean?
Well, I mean, you've got Fred G lodging with you, haven't you? But you never hear.
He is not a lodger. He is an employee who lives on the premises. It is totally different.
Yeah, well, the point I'm trying to make is, Mrs. Walker, that, well, you never hear anybody hint. I mean, you've never heard any talk about Fred and Mrs. Walker, have you?
Talk? What kind of talk?
Well, like with Bet and Alf Roberts. And it's to do with being different age groups, you see. I mean, nobody talks about you and Fred. I mean, you being old enough to be... well, him being, like...
Mrs. Ogden, will you kindly stop this stupid chatter at once and get on with your work?
Hilda, you were close to death then.
Hello, love. Good work.
I'm not due on till 8 o'clock. No, as a matter of fact, I'm meeting somebody for an hour or two. There's Foster. Put your face straight, it's not what you think.
Oh, give over. I'm broad-minded, you know that. Mostly.
Listen, Alf, between us, he's left home.
Has he?
He's walked out and he's got himself a flat. I'll be able to tell you definite later tonight, but it looks like I'm going to make your wildest dreams come true.
I'm not with you.
Well, if I move in with Des like he wants me to, you'll have your home all to yourself again.
Look, you've no need to move out. I won't put any pressure on. You can stop here.
I know. But it looks like it's going to be the best thing all round, doesn't it, love?
I don't know. If you think you're doing the right thing, some good will come of it. But I don't know. I've just got a feeling you're being a fool to yourself.
Well, how are you liking being on your own, then?
Well, I'm hoping I won't be on my own for very much longer.
You don't fool me, you know. You just want somebody to wash your socks.
No, that's not what I want you for, Bet. And I do want you.
Do you?
Yeah, of course I do. Why do you think I left home? Oh, come on, Bet, don't keep me on pins. We've got a life to live together. So move in here and let's get started.
All right. I'll move in tomorrow.
Great. Let's have a drink to that. We'll be happy, yeah? You and me.
Yeah. I think we will.
Mind you, took your time making your mind up. I thought you'd gone off me.
Of course I hadn't gone off your love. I just wanted to be very sure you were being straight with me.
Yeah. Do us.
Do us. Yeah, sunshine. The doctor said get as much of that down you as you can.
It's quiet tonight, isn't it? I think all them that are coming out have come out.
I'll tell you what.
What?
You get off home if you like. I can manage you for the last half hour.
I don't think Mrs. Walker would like that.
Well, she won't know, love. She's gone to bed with a hot drink and Lady Antonio friendly.
See, oh, well, I better make me tracks then. You're a bright little soul. What are you up to?
Tell you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll go and get me things.
Ah, my kindly landlord. What are you drinking?
Pint, please.
It's on me. And if you play your cards right, in fact, even if you play them wrong, I might treat you to a bag of chips on me close.
Oh, celebrating somewhat, are we?
Tomorrow, you get your spare bedroom back. And thanks, Alf, for pouring it on me. You've been a good one.
So you're moving in with Des Foster?
That's right. Like they say, the rest of my life starts here.
I've just been having a drink in that little pub at back at Town Hall with an old mate of mine, Billy Compton. You know, he knows everything that's going on in and out of the Town Hall.
Well, go on.
So Des left home on your account, did he?
Well, I didn't twist his arm, if that's what you're thinking. I didn't egg him on. He made his own decision that that was what he wanted.
Well, according to Billy Compton, it was a bit different to that, love.
In what way?
His wife gave him his marching orders. He didn't walk out. He was chucked out. Look.
Can I leave this week, kid?
What is it?
It's the ham cake order.
I've got it.
Oh, well, this is another one.
I don't know. You lot over there, you change your minds more often than I change flipping pound notes.
Don't get on to me, kid. It's that lot, isn't it? I'd have fancied a change. You're getting a couple of girls out of packing. They've gone back on the diets.
Yeah, well, don't explain, love. You no need to apologise as long as you don't take the order to another shop.
Usual time, then?
Yeah, be ready.
Right, love, thanks.
Hey, listen. Didn't have you back yet, then?
Are they? Oh, look, I've got to dash, Alf. If I'm late back, he'll stream me up Baldwin.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you see her, tell her that if there's oats she wants, she knows where I am.
Yeah, I will tell
Okay.
her. See you, kid.
Sorry about that, love. Now then, where were we? Just 7:40, please. Can you manage her? Mind how you go. Ta-ra. Oh, so you've surfaced at last, have you?
I didn't sleep very well, did I?
I can't say I'm surprised.
Look, do us a favour, will you, Alf, and spare us the sermon?
When are you going to realise that he's not good enough?
All right, Alf, you've made your point. Made it and hammered it home.
Look, all I'm trying to do is to stop you from making the worst mistake of your life.
Ta very much. Point taken, OK?
Yeah, well, if you want to throw yourself away on someone like Des Foster, that's your funeral. So when are you leaving?
Well, it depends, doesn't it?
On what?
Answers to a couple of questions.
Like what?
Like how come he told me he'd left his missus when she'd chucked him out, and why? I might look simple, Alf, but I'm not completely addled. Not yet, any road. I'll settle up for these later. What time do you call this, then?
12:15. What time do you call it?
Looking for some, eh?
So I hear, yeah.
No, I mean you, the bosses. You know, over here knocking them back while your slaves are over there doing the dirty work.
Oh, I don't know, Fred. From what I've heard, the big lads sit back of him for half an hour. I mean, it'll give them time to get the strength up to drag themselves over here for the dinner.
Ah, reckon they're hard done by, do they? Reckon you can see the scorch marks on the factory floor where their feet have touched? Well, I'm not surprised. New experience for them. It's called work.
Oh, heck, you're in a good mood, aren't you, Squire?
I'm always in a good mood when I get value for money, Fred. Talking of which, your meat pie is fresh.
Fresh and light as a barmaid's kiss.
Oh, well, in that case, what kind of sandwiches have you got?
I'll clock you one in a minute.
Go on, then I'll chance it. I'll have meat and potato.
Hot or cold?
Can you tell the difference?
Not really.
In that case, hot.
Go on then, Fred.
What did your last one die
Go
of?
on, love. You're nearer than me. You're younger and you're fitter. And you're a treat. Heck, another early bird. What's up? Can none of you lot sleep?
Listen, lady, if you've been up since 5:30, you'll be ready for your dinner and all.
I shall take your word for that.
Give us a vodka and tonic before my throat seizes up.
Tell us what to bring this to, dear.
It's for Mike, Mrs. Walker.
Oh. Mr. Baldwin?
Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Walker. That looks nearly good enough to eat.
So, how's it going then?
Same as ever. Overworked, underpaid.
I mean, Mr. Wonderful. Pass. Started moving in with him.
So did I. But he's got one or two questions to answer first, hasn't he?
What questions?
Well, you know when I told you he'd walked out on his missus? Yeah. And he couldn't wait to get into this little flat and set up our dream home.
Go on, get to the point.
Well, the point is, it was his missus what showed him the door.
She did? Why?
That is the $64,000 question, love.
Hello, Rovers Return. Who? Bet? Yeah. Yeah, who shall I say is calling?
Mind? Bet Lynch.
Hang on a minute, there's a heck of a draft. I think it's Fred's ears flapping. Yes, Des. What do you mean, where am I? I'm here, aren't I? No, I never said I was coming round this morning. I said today. Well, this afternoon. I don't know, do I? It'll have to be after we're shut. Look, I can't talk now. I'll see you later. No, I can't wait to see you, neither.
Welcome home. Well, what do you think? Now I tidied the place up a bit. Looks almost fit to live in, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's very nice.
Didn't you bring case?
No. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I'll nip back with you and we can pick it up.
I didn't bring a case because I might not be stopping.
You might not be stopping. Hey, Bet, I thought we'd gone through all that.
So did I.
I'm sorry, Bet, I'm not with you. Look, I leave me missus. I'm moving to this place so it'll just be you and me. Or what more do you want?
The truth.
The truth about what?
You.
I wish I knew what you were talking about, I really do.
You said that you'd left your missus for me, right?
Right.
Well, that's not what I've heard.
Oh. Well, what have you heard?
That she gave you the elbow.
Is that all?
Well, did she?
Well, what's the odds? Look, I've left her, haven't I? And I'm here with you, just like what you wanted.
Des, I want to know.
It doesn't matter.
It does to me.
Okay. All right, I don't see what difference it makes, but... Yes. Yes, I did get the red card.
Well, go on.
Nothing much to it, really. She found out there was someone else, didn't she?
Me?
I was going to tell her, but I didn't get the chance. She got wind of it first. It was a hysterical half hour. Then, after she'd calmed down, she said it had to finish. It had to finish, or... Well, you know how I feel about you, Bet. I didn't have much choice, did I?
So she took you out because of me?
I've given up everything to be with you, Bet. Everything.
I don't know what you've got to laugh about if they do buy trophies. You'll be living next door to them. Ooh, don't. You put me right off it, tea. Well, are you having a drink or have you come in here to admire scenery? Do you know, I knew there was some. Give us a vodka and tonic. Need something to put the sparkle back in my eye. And I must say, you're looking a bit more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed than you were at dinner time and all. Got a course to answer. Oh, aye. Daring Desmond. Who else? Well, I'll say this for you, kid. You're a trier. So what's his tale this time?
Well, he was giving his marching orders, all right. But it was when his missus found out about me, wasn't it?
That's what he told you, is it?
Well, what's up with you? Sounds reasonable enough to me.
Oh, it is, if it's the truth.
Well, I happen to believe him, don't I?
So when are you moving in with him, then? I take it you are moving in?
Tomorrow. Well, if you've got something to say, come on, let's be having it.
Well, I just reckon you ought to give yourself a bit more time to think about it, that's all. I mean, let's face it, you've kicked him into touch more times than
Now, hang on a minute.
All right, I know. Keep your beak out, Rita. Bet's a big girl now. Okay, I'll give up. It's your life.
You're dead right, it is. And I reckon it's just about time I started living it a bit.
Oh, Tom.
You're welcome, sir.
How are things then?
Oh, you know, up and down. Never the same, 2 days running. But you know me, optimistic. You?
Me? I met this bird, right? Divorced, runs her own pub, used to be a belly dancer.
Get away.
Kosher.
Well, your ship's come home then, Michael.
No, as a matter of fact, she's a policewoman. And she strikes a very high moral tone.
Yes, ladies.
So I'll get these.
No, Mr. Owen, I'm not stopping. I'm only coming for a pie.
You are stopping for a drink. You've only been back a morning. The place looks less like a holiday camp These guys have been taking advantage of me these last few weeks. Isn't that right, Vera?
Me take advantage, Mr. Baldwin. It's against my nature.
There's an offer you can't refuse, Ivy.
Oh, all right. Go and have a lager, please, Mr. Baldwin.
My pleasure.
Right, make it 2 lagers, love. Whose boss's blue-eyed little girl, then?
For as long as it lasts.
Didn't I tell you you'd be all right across there this morning?
Yes, you did, Vera, and thanks. I appreciate your support, love.
Well, somebody's got to look after you while Bert's away.
2 lagers, ladies. That's 82.
Boss?
Yes, sorry, Michael, 82.
Yeah, all right.
I'll be with you in a tick.
Keep the change.
So.
Right, that's me, Lynch. See you later. That's if I don't skin the bookies first. Hey, I see lover boys over there. What does he do? Whisper the party manifesto in your shell like? I've told you, never trust a politician. All right, matey.
Number 5. It is.
Fill your boots.
There we go. Is that him?
Hello.
I thought you were moving.
I couldn't get off.
I've been expecting you all morning.
I'll come round after work. You having a drink?
Yeah, I'll have half.
I'm very naive.
Could be anybody.
Ta?
Cheers.
Ah,
very nice.
Will you tell me something?
Anything.
Well, I realised that you'd never have left home if you hadn't been chucked out.
I would. I was on the point.
No, Des. Don't lie. What I'm trying to say is, now you've left, well, the new situation is about you and me, isn't it? About us. You definitely want me there.
Hey, what's all this about? Of course I do.
That's all right, then. I've already packed my bags.
Oh. Hello, Mrs. Foster.
We're getting formal in our old age, aren't we, Alf? You won't be compromised if you call me Edith, even if I am separated.
I'm sorry, Edith.
You do know Des has moved out, do you?
Yes, I'd heard.
Hardly a surprise to anyone, I suppose.
No.
Oh, he's a... Anyway, what I'm here for. You wouldn't happen to know where he's living, would you, Alf? His address? Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to cause a scene there or anything. We're past that stage. It's just that he gets such a lot of mail. Well, as you know yourself, being on the council. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Well, you remember me, don't you? We met when I called you for Des one night. Mrs. Foster.
Yes, I remember you.
Do you know where he's living, Alf? Just so I can send on his mail.
Yeah, I'm sorry, love. I can't help you. I don't know.
He's not even told you, has he? Still, that's Des. Everything has to be a big mystery. It's a wonder he lets his right leg know where his left's going sometimes. In case you're not already gathered, Des has left me.
Oh.
Well, I threw him out. Another woman. The umpteenth. I just had enough of his lies. Are you married?
No.
Don't bother. Well, this woman is... She must be balmy or blind. She's married with 2 kids, from what I can gather. Lives in Connaught Road. Lovely house. God knows what she sees in Des. He'll let her down. He's bound to. Anyway, you don't hear about my troubles. You've probably got enough of your own. Bye. Bye, Alf.
Ta-ra, love.
How do you know about this woman in Connaught Road? I found a letter from her last week. The silly cow thinks he's Mr. Wonderful. I did once.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. Really. I did warn you.
Oh, Alf. She might be lying. She might know very well it's me he's going to live with. She might just be saying things like that to stir it between me and Des. Hey?
How long have you been here?
About half an hour.
Oh, I'm sorry I had to go back to this bloke's office. But it was worth it. Got some work out of him. Hey, what are you doing sitting in your coat?
I'm not stopping.
You are?
I've changed my mind, Des. I'm not coming here.
Why? Why have you changed your mind?
Do you know a woman in Connaught Road?
No.
You liar.
Who are you calling a liar? I don't know any woman in Connaught Road.
Your wife reckons you do.
When did you see Edith, then?
She called into the shop about an hour since. I thought she'd come to sort me out. But I didn't exist for her. Not a bit. It was this other woman you'd been seeing, according to her.
I don't know any other woman. Look, she's lying. She does. She imagines other women. Put me on a desert island and she'd think I'm being unfaithful. Well, that's been the trouble.
She'd no need to imagine me. That's if she ever knew about me.
Okay. Which one of us do you want to believe? It's up to you. You believe me and move in, you believe her, and you know what you'll be throwing away. Oh, come on, Bet. Edith's a jealous woman. She'd do anything to break us up.
She doesn't even know about us.
That's what she says. She's found out. That somebody's told her. Alf. And now she wants to put the boot in. Come on, take your coat off. Have a drink. Oh, we can have a good time. You know we can. What do you say? Hey. You know you like a good time?
And that's it, really, isn't it? That's what I am. A good time. For as long as it lasts. Then there's her in Connaught Road. And then somebody else. And then somebody else. Because that's all women mean to you. Just a bit of fun. A bit on the side. There's not a lot of difference between me and a pint of beer. I might have thought it was worth it once. I might have even taken the risk. But my suitcase feels that much heavier this year. So if you don't mind, I'll stop where I am. God, I should have had more sense.
Well, that's what women are like, aren't they?
Des.
Bet!
One lie too many, Des. I'd watch it if I was you, love. Hiya. Evening, Miss Walker.
Yeah, are you all right?
Yeah, of course I'm all right.
I didn't expect you till later, considering what your plans were.
Well, they fell through, didn't they? My plans.
Nothing I said.
No. The truth came out. Like it has a habit of doing sooner or later. Spoil sport, innit? Wouldn't you think it could keep its mouth shut at least for a week or two?
Did you know about this man, this counsellor friend of Bet's?
Yes, I do. Did?
I rather think he's in the past. I must go and stop Fred from being insensitive. He's got a talent for it, especially when he's lost on the races.
What man's this? Oh, somebody Bet had hopes for, though I didn't. Thank God for Eddie. I'd keep saying that if I were you, over and over. Cheers. Cheers.
Her husband's a big fella with red hair.
She told me it was her husband.
Oh, you didn't have to believe her, though, did you?
Listen, everybody's not up to something, you know.
Oh, I know that, Betty. The pure in heart are still amongst us. But by it, they take some finding.
Oh, good morning.
Morning. Percy Sugden, the new caretaker over at Centre. Just introduced myself to the neighbourhood.
Oh, I'm very pleased to meet you.
You'll be Mrs. Walker.
No.
No, I'm Mrs. Turpin. I work for Mrs. Walker, but she's away at the moment, you know, visiting her daughter. And this is,
Fred G. Cellarman.
Nay, love, I might be getting on a bit, but my eyesight's not that bad.
I should hope not, love. You'd have trouble crossing the road if it were.
I would at all.
What can we get you?
Well, strictly speaking, I'm still on duty, you see. Sort of introducing myself around vicinity. But let me see. Wait, hang on a minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1,300 hours time for me dinner. I'll have half a pint of your best bitter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, all things considered, I just might make this my local.
Well, you couldn't get much nearer, love. And if the walk down here gets a bit much for you, tip us a wink, we'll move closer. Ed, there's a lot going on doorstep, isn't there?
All right. I'll have a wander around building societies this afternoon, see if anybody's balmy enough to lend us 9,000.
Hey, come on, you lot, outside. Permissive element, you know, they get everywhere. Now, this young lady is from the newsagents round the corner.
Now, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Mrs. Fairclough.
You're trying hard.
No, I'm Miss Riley. Actually, I work for Mrs. Fairclough.
This is Mr. Sugden. He's the new caretaker across the road at the centre.
Oh.
Miss Riley isn't sort of a neighbour as such, but she makes very good use of the centre, don't you?
Yes, I do, actually. In fact, you might be able to help me. Oh, no, on second thoughts, I don't really think it's your province.
Try me, you never know your luck.
Well, it's just that I've heard that the English literature class is starting at a different time next term, and I don't know if...
Sooner said than done. Hang on. Here we are. English literature from next week is on the Wednesdays at 19:30 hours, 7:30.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very impressive. Can I get you another drink?
Not just now, thank you. Moderation in all things.
Yes, that's always been my motto.
Yeah.
Same again.
Look, I've told you I'm due over there by 1 o'clock, and you're coming with me. I'm not leaving you in here, propping that bar up till they chuck you out.
Why not?
Because you're supposed to be going for a mortgage, that's why not.
Well, they'll still be open at 3 o'clock.
Look out.
Oh, yeah.
Come out. Hey, love, I want you a minute.
Well, go on now, say.
Anybody'd think it was a flipping kid, wouldn't you?
We are a flipping kid.
Are you going to church tonight, love?
Well, I weren't thinking of doing, love. Why?
Hey, well, if you go, will you say a prayer for us, you know, light as a candle? I don't think he's listening to me up there.
Come on, dear. He's not exactly been listening to me lately, has he?
Well, if you go, kid, try your best, won't you?
All right.
Oh, all right, I'm going, don't worry.
Look, I don't like talking shop in your lunch hour, but could I possibly have a word about Grimshaw Brothers?
Yeah, shall we sit down, Angela?
Yes.
What about them?
You see them two ladies at the table behind you? Well, the little one's Mrs. Tilsley. The other one, the one with the come-to-bed eyes, that's Mrs. Tanner.
Hey, I've heard about her.
I'll bet you have. Got to watch it, love. Anything in trousers. Be careful. Yes, love?
Could I have a pineapple juice and a lager and lime, please?
You certainly could. Got to keep your strength up there.
How do?
How'd you do?
To tell me you're the one I've got to keep my eye on.
Beg your pardon?
Percy Sugden, new caretaker over at centre.
Oh.
But don't worry, love. I shan't be climbing into your bedroom in the middle at night. Not like them Yanks, eh?
I don't think I understand.
Ah, go on, go on. You're Mrs. Tanner, aren't you?
Mrs. Tanner? Who told you that?
Well, it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
All run, please, Mrs. Turpin. It is Mrs. Turpin. I've got it right, haven't I? And I'll have a light ale.
Okay, love.
Right. Sugden's the name. Percy of that ilk. I dare say you'll have heard I've just took over at centre as caretaker.
Oh, I'm the very chap you want to meet. I used to do that job, you know. What I don't know about running that place, you could write on a pin's head. Here, bring him over, I'll put you in picture.
Right, I will.
I see Albert's found himself a pal.
Lucky Albert.
Oh, you're not still fretting, are you, lovey? It was no good to you. I mean, you're
Better off without him. I know. I'm always better off without them. And that's how I always end up. Without them.
And another one bit the dust. Looking dead sorry for herself today, isn't she?
I know just how she feels. I mean, it's no joke when a man leads you up the garden path.
Oh, come on, Vic. Vic didn't lead you up no garden path.
It was a cottage path, and he offered you the key. Besides which, Bet knew from the beginning hers were married. There's no comparison.
Well, maybe not, but still feel very sorry for her.
Well, maybe I should give her them tickets for that beauty demonstration this afternoon. I mean, after all I've paid for them, I can't go, can I?
Well, you can if you want to that much.
Can I?
Of course you can. And I'll go to a museum and we'll do the shelves another day.
Bettina, I have a couple of spare tickets for a beauty demonstration this afternoon. They're yours if you want to pick them up at the cabin. Unless, of course, you've hotels planned for this afternoon.
No, not really. I had toyed with the idea of chucking myself off a tower block. But I've only got an old pair of tights on and I can't be bothered changing.
Ta-da! Hey, a bit of hush, everybody. Well, me and our Jack give you good news. Are you ready for this? We've only got flipping house.
Oh,